Good morning and welcome everyone to the final regular season weekly media conference with UTSA soccer head coach Derek Pittman. The final game of the regular season is coming up on Thursday afternoon in Philadelphia with Temple on the schedule. And the Roadrunners learned Sunday night that they've clinched their first berth in the American Conference Championships. That tournament will be held November 3rd to 9th in Lakewood Ranch, Florida. The last conference tournament appearance for the Roadrunners was in 2022 when the Conference USA 6 seed Roadrunners swept through the bracket to earn the first conference title in NCAA appearance since 2010. Coach, can you get us started talking about the home finale on Sunday against East Carolina? Provide your thoughts on the clinch announcement and let us know what's ahead this week for the Roadrunners.
Yeah, what's on the docket is a lot of recovery. We definitely gave it everything we had against Memphis on Thursday night. I thought our players played very, very well. Although the score line didn't necessarily reflect that. I thought our players showed a tremendous amount of grit and toughness and quality in what we were trying to do on Thursday night. And then they backed it up and performed again. Honestly, I can say from a possession standpoint, and overall, movement of the ball and making good decisions and creating opportunities is probably one of our better performances on the year. I thought we were a bit unfortunate. In fact, the statistics and analytics share that. Bottom line, what matters, the analytics don't. What matters is the scoreboard. And unfortunately, we got punished on two really critical errors in critical moments. And East Carolina, capitalized on those. But overall, I thought our players, we dominated possession, over 65%. We had more shots, more opportunities in the 18-yard box, than they did. We had more set pieces, etc. All things, if you had told me we were going to have those statistics after the game, I would have said we were going to most likely end up on the right side of that result. But unfortunately, it wasn't. And gutted for our seniors that we weren't able to get the results or find a way to dig back into the game, the way that we did. But, I know I'm very proud of them in the sense of how they conducted themselves, what they did. We'll fix the errors that we made and get ourselves prepared and recovered and going into a very difficult environment and playing at Temple on the road up in Philly on Thursday.
Terrence, go ahead and start us with a question.
Coach, as far as the clinch, how did you find out? Were you like driving home? Were you eating dinner? Were you sleeping? Somebody had to wake you up?
I was getting ready. So crazy. My assistant coach, Rob McGann, was going through every potential, obviously tiebreaker scenario. What does this result mean? What if this happens? What happens? So he had run through a bunch of different scenarios. He's very good with all that stuff, and he kind of sent me the various scenarios, and I forwarded him on to Michael, and then he ultimately reached out to the conference office, and they were going through, somewhere in the neighborhood of 300 plus different, result scenarios. So they were working their way through it. And so it took them a little bit of time. But to be honest, I had bought my wife concert tickets back in May to go see Tucker Wetmore at JT Floors, and that event got rained out on May 2nd and got postponed to last night. So regardless of what was happening, my wife and I were going on a date night, and we were going to go see Tucker Wetmore, and we did. And so I found out actually as I was getting ready and as we were walking out the door to go to the concert is when I got the official word from Michael in the conference office that we were in. And then we quickly obviously got a graphic produced and sent to the girls so that they found out before, everybody else did on social media. But it was a pretty unique night. Normally that would not be the case. I probably would have been in front of my computer watching film, but it was a great opportunity to spend time with my wife and have a nice little date night, to somewhat lick my wounds from the loss earlier in the day. But that was an icing on the cake that we were able to clinch and, be able to take this team to our first ever American conference, championship.
How important was it for this team? Because y'all stated from the beginning the tournament was the first or the biggest goal was to get there, I guess, just for them kind of not be thinking overnight the next couple of days about what do we need to do, looking at standings. Now they know that they're in. They can just kind of reset and get ready for Temple and the tournament.
And you're exactly right, Terrence. We wanted to be able to tell the team as soon as possible that they could kind of just breathe a little bit. Now we can just, hey, we ticked that box. We've accomplished that goal that they've set. Each and every team that we've had over the last 3 years have set that goal, and for this group to be able to achieve it, huge credit. Obviously, not in the run of form right now. Again, although our performances, our play has been really positive, the results haven't necessarily gone our way, whereas maybe earlier in the conference season they were bouncing our way with earlier, wins. Although we were even playing well at that time as well. So overall, yeah, it's a huge, I think, monkey off their back, that an accomplishment, an achievement for them. To be able to reach this goal, and now freeing ourselves up and be able to say, okay, now what do we need to keep building on? What do we need to keep doing? To add to the play that we're already doing, to gain some momentum, gain some confidence, and just overall belief in ourselves as we get ourselves headed to Tampa, to Lakewood Ranch next weekend.
Is it kind of the sense, just if you can get that one win back and see some goals going to the back of the net, things like that, kind of you can get back to where you were early in the season, where you were going 8 games without losing and 3 or 4 game winning streaks?
No, absolutely. I mean, again, confidence and momentum are crazy things, right? Like, you gain confidence by the reps that you put in each and every day and each and every week. And so I don't want to take away from the fact that we're playing really good soccer right now. Again, East Carolina is a solid team. We held them to 4 shots on the game, and we made 2 critical errors. So, sadly, those 2 errors that caused the goals that we gave up can't overshadow the rest of the things that we're doing really, really well. So we're going to focus on fixing those things that are controllable, how we defend set pieces. I think that's the first direct goal that we've given up off of a direct corner kick in like 2 years, honestly. There's been other moments where phase 2, where ball gets cleared out and then maybe it comes back in. But from a direct corner kick, that's the first goal we've given up on a direct corner kick in 2 years' time. So these are things that normally we do very, very well. We had a lapse of concentration in some critical areas. We'll clean those up. We'll fix those things, and keep building on the positivity that we're doing. I know that the results from a wins and loss standpoint over the last couple games haven't gone our way. We talked about it. We did not play well against Tulsa. It was definitely a poor performance, and lack of concentration and just overall respect for that game that I think we should have had. But I think we came out and showed our character against Memphis. We showed our character and quality against ECU. We just need to keep putting those pieces together as we get ourselves into Temple and on into the tournament.
And finally, for me, do you know anything about Temple? I know the season hasn't gone probably what they expected, but still kind of one of those things you talked about, concentrating and focusing and respecting the opponent type deal.
Absolutely. You have to respect Temple. Honestly, they've been on a bit of a run of form recently that's much, much more positive. They beat UAB last weekend. Their game against Temple from yesterday has been postponed today, so they kick off here in about 45 minutes against Memphis. But even the 3 games I think before they beat UAB, they were tighter games. Only losing 1-0 or 2-0. And really, really tight match. So they've organized their defense. They're going to be difficult to break down. It's not going to be ideal conditions, and our players need to be prepared to embrace it. It's probably going to be raining. It's probably going to be 50 degrees. It's probably going to be windy and on the turf, right? So bottom line is, it's not an easy place to go play. But if we concentrate and do the things that we're capable of doing, it should be something that we can gain confidence from this performance and get ourselves ready. We can't control a result. All we can control is how we prepare and play on the day. And our players are doing that, large majority of the time. So I fully expect us to have that same mentality going into Thursday, and get ourselves ready as we go into the conference tournament.
Coach Pittman, along the same lines, I think you touched on it a little bit. Have you been able to review the UAB Temple film as of yet and see exactly what is helping Temple to get in a better position and actually be able to get their first conference win out of the season now that they are on the upswing.
Yeah, just that I think they've shored up a lot of things defensively. I think they're very organized, getting numbers behind the ball, becoming very difficult to break down, and then they're just trying to catch you on the counterattack. UAB dominated that game, similar to what we did at ECU last night. But Temple got one good opportunity and put it away and proceeded to hold on the rest of the game. I think the shot count in that game was somewhere like 18-3 or something like that in favor of UAB. They just weren't able to find the back of the net, although they probably dominated possession and dominated play. But again, full credit to Temple. They're doing everything they can to make life difficult for teams in this league that are trying to move their way into the tournament. I know that Coach Shaw there is doing a phenomenal job. He's probably looking at his roster going, hey, we're going to go out and fight with and compete with the players that are most dedicated and committed to moving the needle forward here at Temple and to doing exactly that. He's not subbing a whole lot. He's playing 11, 12, max 13 players in each game. And I have a full probably good idea that he's doing that basically to prove a point. Like, these are the kids I'm going to battle with. These are the kids I'm going to compete with. And these are the kids that are going to help, build this program in the right direction. And so, that's a lot of what they've been able to do is just solidify their back line, solidify how they want to defend and how they want to make life difficult. So we're going to have our hands full. We're going to have a lot of the ball at times. And we just need to make sure we're good and going forward and try to score goals. And then at the same time, not get sloppy across the back and give up sloppy goals or sloppy opportunities that we shouldn't. So it'll be a great game. Always is. There's not an easy opponent in this league. Each and every team is extremely difficult to play against, and that's why you can see the contingency of the group in the standings. Outside of Memphis running away with it, I think the rest of us are all kind of in the muddy middle, and can beat anybody on any given day.
Any other questions for Coach?
I'm good. Thanks.
Okay. Well, thank you everyone for joining us, and best luck in Philadelphia, Coach Pittman and the Roadrunners. And if we are able to reconvene before we head to conference, we will notify via email all the interested media on that. Thank you again, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Birds up, guys.